Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going live for a little bit because, well, I sometimes go live, but there's always stuff that gets in the way of these lives, like where I'd say, oh, I want to go live, and I do go live, and then certain things go wrong. That it's just something that I don't know. Something goes on with the connection, or something goes on just with the phone itself. So sometimes I have problems, even though there's not really too many issues. I mean, even though there shouldn't be too many issues, but there's always issues here and there. So I guess that's the reason why I guess that's the reason why I don't really like I don't like to go live, because there's some issues here and there. And with that being said, I just don't go live because of that reason. So, like I said, once again, let me repeat it again. The only reason I don't go live is because the phone is not I don't know if it's not capable of holding the video or something. Because sometimes the only reason that you see me sometimes in the car or somewhere live streaming is because in certain things, like, it doesn't work. Like, if I do it inside a room, like, it doesn't look good. Like, the video quality is just so bad. But I want to try to fix that in the future, where I can be able to do it in my room or somewhere else, these live streams or something. But for the most part, I can only do this video stuff here. So that's why sometimes I choose the car, because it's like the most bright place. Like, every window is clear. So clear, 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 and clear. So it's like there's no obstruction that's like holding the light back. It's just letting it through. So one thing I do want to talk about, and you guys can say the same thing all the time, like, oh, he wants to talk about something. No. What I want to talk about is, what was it that I wanted to talk about? What was it that I wanted to talk about? Because I kind of forgot. I kind of let it go. I kind of let the train of thought go, because sometimes when I try to do these every time I want to try to talk, is that I just go boom, 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 whatever comes to my mind, and then when it comes to my mind, then I lose it again. Oh, one thing I want to let you guys know is that I've been doing these videos on a different channel, because I do have Wolf, this one, Wolf Vlogs, but then I have the other one, it's Throttle Time. Now, I guess I changed it, because I this is something I will say though. I changed my YouTube channel names because I just didn't feel like what? Wolf the Car Enthusiast was going anywhere. I just didn't feel like Wolf the Car Enthusiast was going anywhere. I didn't feel like Wolf Vlogs was going anywhere. I didn't feel like I didn't want to associate my channel with other people's channels, because other people have Wolf Vlogging, or Vlogging with Wolf, or what's the other one? Wolf the Car Enthusiast. Like, everything that has the word wolf in it is not good. Every channel, I mean, most channels on YouTube have wolf, like, especially Mrs. SS Sniper Wolf. Like, she's the biggest person out there on YouTube with the word wolf. But I kind of got the name from I guess I kind of got the name when I stole it from her. I gotta say stole it because at first I'm like, Wolf. I kind of stole the name from her because I saw it's a Sniper Wolf, so I'm like, I want to call myself Wolf because I want to be the leader of this. I said I wanted to be the leader of my channel, so I call myself the Wolf because it's like a wolf pack or something. But I kind of, in the end, I looked up Wolf, just Wolf on YouTube, and it wasn't great because all you got was all kinds of different. All you got were different people with the same name. So it's like, what? So that's how it was for me. Like I'm like, I don't want the name. So that's how it was. It's like I don't want that name because, like I said, it's different. Uh, not it's different, but I mean I wanted to change it in the end. After that, I wanted to change it. After I found out that many people have the name, and then they said, "Oh, it's going to be a conflict if you keep that same name." And I do agree with it. There is a conflict with it. That's how I see it. It's like there's a conflict with my name and that name, so I switched it to something a little bit different. It's not that I switched it to something completely different, but I just switched it to something a little bit more different, because if I didn't do that, then we would have been on a conflict, and then every single channel would be directed to somebody else. And especially that if I look up certain channels, my channels don't appear because there's movies out there like The Wolfman, I think it was called, and then I think there's another movie called The Wolf of there's the other movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. Then there's a wolf, the werewolf of, I think it's called The Werewolf or something, the name of the movie. So I changed the name there. So I changed the name because I was like, it's not going to work if I call myself Wolf and there's other wolves out there. And then I looked up all the other wolves, and they all have the same basic name: Wolf Goes Vlogging, or Wolf Vlogs, or what was the other one? There was only one channel that I could get away with, but I mean, I think I could have gotten away with, but it still wouldn't have worked because they could associate this channel with a different channel. They could have said, "Oh, this is the same person," but then when you actually look at it, it's not the same person. So that, I guess that's why I changed the name completely and went with a different set of names, which I don't like. I don't like the new names. I mean, I kind of like the new names I chose, but the problem that I really got to now is that the only reason I changed my names on YouTube, like I said, it was because of just because it would have conflicted with other people's channels. But the one and only thing that kind of I kind of liked was that I got to change my name to something completely different that isn't there, a completely different name. But with that I ended up with another problem, and I still have that problem, but I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, because what I want to stick with is a name that's more universal, that I could use in all my channels. But I guess not, because for now it's going like this. for now, it's like I have one name for one channel, another name for a different channel, another name for another channel, and so on. So it's like confusing when I have millions and millions of different names for my channels. So that's the thing I run into, having different names and then different channel names. Then I have to say I'm going to put content for this, content for that, content for this other one, and it's just a big issue. But I'm still gonna go with that. I'm still gonna stick with that same issue or whatever. So that's how it is. Sticking with one issue. I rather stick the names like that, because like that it's more like different people can access it instead of the same basic people, and then it gets all confused. I think this is something and I'll say it. I'm not sure if it's if it's something that's true or not, but this is something that I've run into. I mean, I think it would happen if I would have kept my channel name the way it is. If I would have kept my channel the way it is, like with the same names, the same old names that it used to be, like Wolf Vlogs or Wolf Food Reviews or whatever I called it before, I felt like I wouldn't have gotten any views anymore, because like I feel like YouTube would have put it at the bottom of its ranking or whatever the promoting thing they do, their statistics, or what is it, their analytics. I mean, not statistics, their analytics, and then they give you a statistics of lower, because what, there's other people with that name, and then what, there's other people with what is it, the same name, so they promote those people, and then smaller channels like mine will not get anywhere, because what, it's just nothing because of the name. Because I feel like if you use a name that somebody's already using, then it's like harder to get up and up and up in ranking or whatever in the analytics. It's harder because there's other things that will bring you down. So that's that. Let's see what else. Oh, and something I've always told you guys is that something I have always talked about in the past is that I want to, every channel that I have on YouTube or on here is different for a reason, because I want to do one thing, then I want to do another topic, but then if I do it all in one channel, then it's going to be a disaster. Because if I do, like when I first started, I always like to be honest and say, look, when I first started, it was mostly what was it? Doing I think when I first started, it was music. I had music. I think so. I think it was. I think when I first started, when I very, very first started was, what was it? I think I started by I think I started with Tech Decks. I think that was back in the day. Back in 2010 or 2009. I think it was 2009 or 2008 when I first started. And then what happened was that all these videos got like it started losing all the audio in them. The videos were there, but the audios were messed up, or they just muted the audio. So it's kind of confusing at first, because at first I was like not so into it, but I put one video here or one video there back when I was a kid, and it seems pretty cool at first, because I was putting stuff on there, stuff that I kind of wanted. I'm like, oh, let's read the names of the tech decks. Oh, it's a what is it, a time machine, or it's a world. I forget what's the name of the tech decks, but like that. I just started doing that, and then I gave up, because I was like, I don't want this. I don't really want this to do this thing, because like at that time YouTube was still in its infancy. What was it? If we're saying 2009, maybe 2010, it was still in its infancy, because what, YouTube came out in 2007. Like the name YouTube, the product YouTube came out in 2007. The video site was there before 2007, that's for sure. I think it was called Google Videos, or Google or something else. I think it was called something different. And then, like I said, I didn't really take it. I didn't really care about putting videos on there anymore. I just put like maybe 10, and that was it. But I think I started it off with my laptop's camera, which I believe. No, I don't believe anything. I can't say how many megabits megabytes. No, not megabytes. Megapixels. I didn't really know how many megapixels that computer was, that laptop. First of all, I don't really remember how many megapixels that camera was on the laptop, but I took the photos, and I took the videos, and I just uploaded them. And I could do it much faster before, because what, I was in an area where the internet was pretty quick. So that's how I was able to get like that boom, 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 boom. Just access it in seconds. But at that time I wasn't really interested in doing anything. I was just like, oh, just for a joke, put it. And then when I put all those videos, then they just got all they were all removed after, and I had to delete it myself, because what's the use of it when there's no audio and there's nothing to put on, there's nothing to see anymore. Like some stuff says, oh, this video cannot be accessed anymore, or something like that. And then I've tried to do other videos on that channel, but I feel like this is something that really, really bothers me about that channel, is that I used to put a lot of effort. After when I took control of that channel, like seriously, I put all kinds of content on there, and then it seemed like, wow, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But then every time you would see these videos on there, it would always have this like, you can never monetize the videos. Like, what I mean by monetize, like when you hit that 4,000 hours or 40 hours, 40,000 hours, or however many hours you need to get, plus the 1,000 subscribers, then you cannot, then you supposedly, like, you're technically supposed to be on the monetization list. But the problem I had was that every time I would put a video, it would always have that thing that says, oh, your channel is in good standing, but But, and there's this big but these videos can never ever be monetized, ever. So I quit on that. I'm like, this is pretty bad. This is pretty bad, man. So that's how I saw it. So I quit on it. I'm like, I cannot continue on this channel. It's like, what's the point of putting content on a channel that can never ever ever be monetized? And there's nothing I could do, because every time I would try to get in contact with YouTube or get in contact with somebody, they say, "Oh, your channel is in good it's in good standing. It doesn't have a single strike." And what was the other one? We know it doesn't have a single strike. And what was the other one? I try to let people see the channel, and like, what's wrong with this channel? But no one had an answer, and I didn't either. I didn't have an answer, so I just quit on it. And since I just opened up other channels, I just said, oh, I'll just continue with this channel. I'll continue with that channel. I'll do this channel, that channel, and just push it, because all the other ones say, oh, just as soon as you get, because before they did that, before what was it? Before they had that feature that says 4,000. Before when you would go to the settings, it would say, oh, you can sign up for monetization. So it said when your channel's ready, you'll be monetized. Like, first you could send in an application for it, but before that, after that, the years passed. Well, when that happened, I felt good, because I'm like, wow, these channels are in good standing. But the other channel, the one that I considered my main channel, it was never able to be monetized. And even when I try to go in there to try to get it monetized, it would say, you cannot monetize this channel. So I don't really get what was wrong with that channel. Like, that was what I consider my main channel, because I was putting content I was trying to put content very frequently, here, there, here, there, here, there. Like, every single day I try to put content on there, and it seemed pretty cool at first, because I'm like, people are watching it, people are liking it. But then, like I said, there were things that just pushed me away from that channel, because I'm like, I see other people with that same success. Like, you're doing this kind of content, and I want to do this content because it's a passion. But like I said, I don't know. I never went back to that channel, because I never went back to that specific channel, because, like I said, the problem was that I could not monetize it. And even though in the settings, or in the monetization page, or in the copyright page, or whatever page, the analytics page, it says, oh, you're in good standing. I don't know where it's at anymore. I haven't accessed it in a while, but it was this page where it tells you, oh, you're in good standing. Everything is like check mark or green. Like, boom, everything seems good. But like I said, when I first tried to see if I could monetize it, or see if I could check to see if it was monetizable, it said no. It didn't say no. It just didn't give me the option to monetize the page. So it was like a bummer. And then that's why I said, screw this. I'm going to open up many more pages. And with those many more pages that I opened, it wasn't great, because I did one thing, and there it goes, screwed up. Like, most of the channels got all closed down for one reason or another. Because at first, this is what I wanted. At first, like the main channel was a gaming channel, so it was going boom, boom, boom with subscribers. Like it wasn't a huge subscriber list, but it was going up in subscribers, and it seemed cool. But then after, it just went down. It just dipped. And I do have to be honest, I didn't, it wasn't great. Like I said, it wasn't great with that channel. Like I always like to mention, it wasn't great with that channel. After, like the main channel, when I did gaming, it seemed cool at first, but then after, like, what's the point of continuing when you can't monetize the channel? And then after, I had, what was it? I try to copy the other people and do something a little bit different and say, oh, since I can't do gaming, and some people said, oh, gaming is something that is going to get you in trouble on YouTube or whatever, because what? You're streaming content. I mean, you're streaming games with this music. So it's like, I'm like, forget about it. I don't want to go through that hassle anyways. So I let go of that channel. I opened a different channel. And what was it? I think it was movies or TV shows. Like scenes from a movie or scenes from a TV show. And nothing happened. Like, it just went boom, boom. It's like it was going great. It was going very good. Just amazing, going uphill. Subscribers, boom, 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 boom. And why did it seem good to me? Because every other channel was doing the same thing. Where they were having their own TV shows on there or full episodes. Like that seemed cool. I'm like, wow, I'll just copy this guy and I'll have the same success. But then after, it also went downhill. It was another downhill. Because what? Because it was reported as copyright infringement. What was copyright infringement about it? What? Well, it was just, oh, you can't show this scene, or this scene is no good. But then sometimes there was times where what? You had what was it? There was times where you had what is it? There was times where you had companies that said, there was times where you had companies that said, oh, you can view this, you can still promote this on your channel, you can still have this video on your channel, but partially we get some revenue out of it. Or what was the other one? Oh, your content can't be seen around the world. Or what was the other one? What was the other one? Your content can be seen around the world. So I kind of lost it there. I'm like, it sucks. So that's all I'm saying. It sucks that the content wasn't viewable, and that was a disaster for me. So like I said, and then after I did music, where I was like, oh, let's put my favorite songs on a list and a playlist so other people can get, so I can promote these people and say, look, you're listening to this artist, or let me open up your mind and now you can listen to this artist. And it seemed pretty cool. But then after, like I said, the channel went downhill also, and that's why I'm on all these channels now. So if one channel goes down, but then there's the passion that I said, that I can talk about certain things different on each channel. It's not the same as, oh, it's a backup channel. No, it is a backup channel because it's actually a backup channel, even though I still say it's not. It technically is a backup channel because if one channel goes down, there's other channels that will go up. So that's all I have to say. That it was a big disaster, but I hope that this thing just it climbs up. So hopefully it climbs up. It goes up in an uphill, because it seems like it doesn't seem like this channel has gone through a lot of setbacks. The only setback was the only setback that I had one time was, or a copyright, not a copyright strike, but just your video is not ever going to be monetizable or blocked. And the reason for that was, like I said, is because I don't know if I've ever said it, but I think I did. It was because I showed a product, or I showed something on the video that was copyright infringement or something, and that's where it went. It went downhill. It went downhill from there. I mean, that video just went downhill by itself, but in reality, the video still went through. I mean, it's still playable, I think, or it's not playable at all. It just got screwed up. So that's what happened. I think that only one video was removed. Other than that, everything has been great. Every channel has been doing boom, 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 and that's about it. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have to say. That I opened many more channels to talk about different things that I want to talk about, but at the same time, it's kind of like a backup channel. If one channel goes, I still can continue in a different channel that is not going to be removed. So that's how I see it. And that's about it.